My father was a goalie. A couple of my older cousins were goalies, and it was just a natural. They're from a very small town, so it was like all the teams were MacIntyre goalies. PEI there's about 150,000 on the whole province. As far as I'm concerned, obviously, I think everybody says this about their hometown, but there's, in my mind, there's no better place to raise a family than that place. My wife is amazing. The stuff that we've gone through, that she's just kind of stuck by me. Every new city, every kind of tough time off the ice that we've had, and moving back and forth. The stuff that they go through, the wives that, people really don't understand. She's been my rock, and doesn't complain, and she's been amazing. My wife is Karen, and when we first started dating, I kind of called her Care Bear. So I put that on a few years ago. I got a lot of flack for it, but whatever. And then once we had our little one, she's holding onto a little Care Bear. Back home, our main industry is potato farming, and that's kind of our claim to fame. I wanted a way to kind of bring PEI onto my helmet. Milwaukee was painted as dressed up as a pirate, and this year I totally, I thought it'd be really cool. My wife and I are big fans of Oprah, so one of them is her sitting on the couch with a camera in front of her. The other one is Michael Jordan. Two people that I really, have a lot of respect for, that are from the city. I think that's where kind of people noticed my faith, was just because I started putting it on my chin. I put a different verse on all the time. Thanks all for coming. This is, the team approached me earlier in the season. It's something that I applaud, the Wolves for not being afraid to kind of show that. And when they approached me with that, with that night, with the fellowship night, I was really impressed. I'm a goalie, and one of the perks of my job is that you can design your own helmet. You can get your helmet painted whatever way you want. And, I have a quote I have a big cross on my chin with a quote from the Bible. I don't know if anybody's seen, I know that they were giving out a few of the Breakaway, the team magazine that they have, and there was an article about my tattoos. And, I think that's where I got my first tattoo. It was my family crest. And then I'm Scottish, so it was my family kind of tartan. And then I went, and I'm not, I don't want any of the kids to go home and say, I gotta get tattoos. I definitely don't encourage it, but, that quote from the Bible, that Philippians 4:13, kind of when that was what I kind of really, made a priority in my life, and kind of lived by that quote for quite a while, and, so much that I, got it tattooed on me. But if my wife and my mother are watching, then no more. No, they're, I have spots open, and I did it for I have a footprint with my daughter's, and her footprint when she was born with her name. So obviously I'm going to do that with every kid we have, kind of walking along my kind of side. I'm more of a kid than, my daughter has got quite an imagination on me, and I think that's one of the things I want to bring out in her. I just love. I think that's one of the best things about kids, is their imagination.